Intercepted. William Thomas.
To Raymond Chester. He could go all the way.
Harbaugh didn't have a chance.
What does the future hold for Davante Adams and the Las Vegas Raiders? With trade rumors swirling, will the star receiver find a new home with a familiar face, or will the Raiders stick to their guns and keep him on the roster? Today, we dive deep into the heated discussion surrounding Adams' potential trade and the teams that are circling with interest. It's all unfolding fast, and you won't want to miss a moment of this drama. Stay tuned to find out why this isn't just another rumor. It could change the course of the Raiders season. If you're a diehard fan, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so you're always in the loop with Raiders Today. Now let's get into it. Will Davante Adams stay, or is he on the verge of packing his bags? That's the burning question all Raiders fans are asking right now. Ever since he joined the Las Vegas Raiders, Adams has been the focal point of the offense, but his frustrations have mounted after a disappointing 16-22 team record since his arrival. Trade rumors have now reached a fever pitch, and the stakes are higher than ever. Multiple teams, including the Steelers, Jets, and Cowboys, are eyeing the star receiver. But who will make the first bold move? In today's episode, we will unravel the latest Raiders news that has fans on the edge of their seats. We'll break down the potential trade scenarios, the teams involved, and what this means for Adams and the Raiders. The clock is ticking, and the future of the franchise could be at stake. As the NFL trade deadline approaches, every moment counts. Stick around because this story is far from over. Davante Adams made headlines when he officially requested a trade from the Las Vegas Raiders. After joining the team with high expectations, things haven't exactly gone according to plan. His frustration was no secret, and after only 3 games this season, the tension reached its breaking point. Sources confirm that Adams is eager to leave, and several teams have already expressed serious interest. But where could he be heading? The Pittsburgh Steelers have been one of the most active teams in discussions about acquiring Adams. With a solid 3-1 start to their season, adding a receiver of Adams' caliber could push them into serious playoff contention. The Steelers are keeping close communication with the Raiders, hoping to strike a deal that works for both parties. However, the Raiders are being cautious, waiting for the right offer to meet their high asking price. Meanwhile, the New York Jets are also monitoring the situation closely. With a roster already featuring quarterback Aaron Rodgers, Adams' former teammate in Green Bay, the appeal of a reunion is strong. Rodgers and Adams played together for 8 seasons with the Packers, forming one of the most dangerous QBWR duos in the NFL. Could this be the deciding factor in bringing Adams to New York? Only time will tell. While the Steelers and Jets have taken center stage in trade rumors, another team has entered the conversation, the Dallas Cowboys. Known for their aggressive moves in the offseason, the Cowboys could be a wild card in this race. With an already potent offense, adding Adams would give them a new dynamic, potentially making them one of the most feared teams in the NFC. However, the Cowboys have yet to make a formal offer, and it remains to be seen whether they're willing to meet the Raiders' steep demands. The Raiders, on the other hand, seem in no rush to move Adams. They've covered a large portion of his base salary for this season, making it easier for teams to absorb his contract. But with a $15.7 million hit looming on their 2025 salary cap if they trade him, they're being methodical about the entire process. Every day that passes without a deal puts more pressure on all sides, and the situation is growing more tense with each passing hour. Head coach Antonio Pierce added to the intrigue this week when he was seen liking an Instagram post that hinted at an Adams trade. Although Pierce has remained tight-lipped when asked about the situation, fans are reading between the lines. Could this be a subtle confirmation that a trade is inevitable? Or is Pierce simply playing into the media frenzy surrounding the team? These questions add more fuel to the fire in the Raiders Today headlines. As of now, Davante Adams has recorded 18 receptions for 209 yards and 1 touchdown in just 3 games this season. These numbers reflect the talent he still possesses, but they also point to a larger issue: the Raiders' inability to fully utilize him. With Adams sidelined during the Raiders' recent win against the Browns due to a hamstring injury, many fans are left wondering if they've already seen his last game in a Raiders uniform. Despite the injury, Adams was seen on the sidelines, actively supporting his teammates. It's clear he still cares deeply about the team, but his patience is wearing thin. The longer the Raiders drag out trade discussions, the more frustrated Adams may become, especially as the team's performance on the field remains inconsistent. For Adams, a trade could represent a fresh start and a chance to compete for a championship, something that seems increasingly unlikely with the Raiders. Should the Raiders ultimately decide to part ways with their star receiver, it would not only affect their current roster, but also their future financial flexibility. With the trade, they would take a substantial hit to their salary cap, which could impact their ability to rebuild in the coming years. On the flip side, the acquiring team would be responsible for Adams' remaining $13.5 million, but given his talent, that might be a price worth paying. As the trade rumors swirl, one thing is clear. The next few days will be critical for both the Raiders and Davante Adams. With the Steelers, Jets, and Cowboys all vying for his talents, the question is no longer if Adams will be traded, but when. The Raiders must carefully navigate these negotiations, ensuring they get the best possible return for their star player while also managing their long-term strategy. For Adams, this could be the turning point in his career. A move to a contender like the Steelers or Jets could reignite his chances at a Super Bowl run, especially if he reunites with Aaron Rodgers. On the other hand, staying with the Raiders could mean more of the same frustrations he's experienced since arriving in Las Vegas. Either way, the coming weeks will determine his future and the direction of the Raiders season. As a fan, it's hard not to feel a mix of excitement and anxiety. Trade deadlines bring uncertainty, and when a player as impactful as Adams is involved, the stakes are even higher. Will he stay, or will he go? And if he goes, what will the Raiders get in return? We're all waiting for that answer. So, what's next for Davante Adams and the Raiders? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. The future of both Adams and the Raiders is hanging in the balance. With trade discussions heating up, the NFL world is watching closely to see how this all plays out. As we await the final decision, we can't help but speculate on what could be a game-changing move for any team involved. What do you think? Should the Raiders pull the trigger on a trade? Should Adams reunite with Aaron Rodgers? Or is Pittsburgh a better fit? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed today's breakdown, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for the latest Raiders news. We'll be here with updates as this story develops, so stay tuned for more.